Welcome to Sports Memo. Kelly in Vegas here with Teddy Covers. We're talking some NFL, Teddy. It has been a long hiatus from football. I am so happy it is back. And I'm actually really excited about this Dolphins-Patriots game. Currently over at Circa Sports, Dolphins plus 6.5 minus 105, plus 250 on the money line, total of 43. Now, we know the Dolphins have played really tough against New England, even when the Dolphins haven't been that great. But it seems like the public perception, if you will, is Miami's expected to progress, New England's expected to regress. I'm not ready to bet against Bill Belichick just yet. I'm kind of a Cam Newton fan this year. I think he's going to do really well in that system. I'm excited to hear what you think about this matchup.
Sure, and it's been a long time. I was trying to think about like Super Bowl memories from last year, because the last football game we bet on was when the Chiefs came back against the 49ers. It was a good result for me and the clients. I know some people didn't do quite as well in that ball game, but it feels like that was 100 years ago, Kel. But nonetheless, here we are. Something is going to start on time as scheduled, and that would be the NFL. We'll give the NFL credit for giving us games to watch and to bet on. Let's talk about Patriots and the Dolphins. Certainly, when you talk about a tumultuous offseason, New England, very tumultuous. 8 players opting out for COVID concerns. Some quarterback named Brady moves on. The legendary offensive line coach moves on. And the Patriots, from an on-paper standpoint, major losses, major attrition for a team that has obviously been the dominant team in this division for the better part of the last 20 years. All that said, there's a mantra we live by. In Belichick, we trust. And
okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page here.
Well, here's the truth of it. When I have not lived by that mantra, by and large, it's cost me more than it's helped me.
That's certainly actually a very good point, Teddy.
And certainly when it comes to extra
Bill
prep.
Belichick the last couple of years has been terrible.
Sure. And when it comes to Belichick with extra time to prepare, that stands out to me as a situation that has earned enough respect over the years that I'm not looking to step in front of it. So a priori, when I look at this matchup, a week 1 game, it's New England or pass. Then we look at the Miami side of the equation. I'll get back to New England for a second. But here's a Dolphins team that last year, over the first 5 games of the season, they were the worst team in modern NFL history.
It was brutal.
Over the back half of the campaign, they go 5-4 their last 9 games. They upset New England in the finale to keep the Patriots from a bye week. They beat multiple good teams during that span. And a lot of it was a quarterback in Ryan Fitzpatrick who was under pressure on every throw, just chucking the ball up and letting his receivers make plays. And that worked for Miami last year. In general, I don't know that it's going to be all that better for the Dolphins on the offensive line this year. Look, they spent a bunch of money at cornerback. Their defense, which was atrocious a year ago, should be a little bit better. But offensively, there's not a position on the Dolphins roster that you say, oh, this is above average. I don't look at Miami and saying, oh, they're right about to make they're right about to make the move. This is their year. No. The Dolphins was a complete tear-down rebuild. Okay. They will likely get better as the season progresses, just like they did last year. We like Brian Flores. He's certainly the ex-Belichick assistant who's kind of had his number a little bit, which is the exception rather than the rule. But New England is the class here. Miami's the upstart. And in a week 1 matchup, I want the class, not the upstart, especially laying less than a touchdown. So 6.5 to me is perfectly reasonable to lay with the Patriots. Maybe it's a close game for a while, but I think at some point, Cam Newton and company pull ahead and win this game by margin. And make no mistake about it, Cam Newton on day 1 is likely to be a better quarterback for New England than Tom Brady was in week 17 last year. Brady was out of gas. He had nothing in the tank. It was very clear. Newton's not that way. And I know that's sacrilegious, but Brady has the culture that goes with him. And we like Brady's culture. We like what happened in Tampa Bay once he got there. But from an actual on-the-field perspective, I'll take my shot with Cam over Tom. And certainly from a power rating perspective, there's not a downgrade for New England with Cam Newton behind center compared to Tom Brady. It's not like Newton hasn't had success in his NFL career.
Teddy, I would agree with that. The only thing that kind of makes me a little nervous here, now you and I both talked to several bookmakers, is this one moved through the key number of 7. I hate whenever I like a favorite and we see reverse line movement. Do you think this was sharp money wanting to get ahead of the market and now they're going to come back on New England? I don't anticipate this one going back through 7, but your thoughts on, from a betting perspective, when it goes from 7.5 to 6, 7 to 6.5, that's some big moves.
So I look at line moves. That's a great question, but the answer is that line moves in week 1 are different. Okay, because these numbers have been up since they were up in February. These are the stalest numbers in the world, and New England has been 6.5 basically since Brady was gone. Since Brady was in Tampa Bay. So to say, oh, why you guys are pounding Miami?
So if
no,
somebody
they pounded.
Yeah, right. So if somebody goes to the WagerTalk odds page and sees that it opened up at 7.5 and now it's 6.5, don't buy into it too much.
100%. Yes, there was one book that had opened up 7.5 7 months ago, but this number's been at literally. It was one book that opened 7.5. Everyone else opened 7 or 6.5, and the 7.5 were gone in 15 minutes once they opened. So yes, that was the opening number, but the number over the summer has been 6, 6.5 all summer, and in fact, this over the course of the last week. There were 6s everywhere last week, and now it's 6.5. So the wise guy money has been coming on New England over the course of the last week, not Miami. And so I'm not worried about a line move from 5 months ago. I'm much more interested in what the markets are doing right now.
All right, Teddy, really quickly, please let everybody know where they can get your legendary NFL season win report.
Sure, it's available right now at sportsmemo.com. That's 88-40. Over the life of the report. The first release was 2001. So it's been an extended track record of success. 4 plays this year, including a 5% big ticket. The big tickets have been 13-3 over the years. Get that right now at sportsmemo.com.